What's going on, everybody? Ronnie Withager, and I just want to briefly talk to you about 1099s today. If you have a business, you've certainly heard before that you need to file 1099s for people who work independent of your business that are not employees. A lot of times people are like, well, how do I do this? What are the rules? Give me the rundown. I need to try to understand this a little bit better. So I just want to briefly outline a few things for you that I think are important to understand. Anybody that you pay in your business over $600 a year to requires you to issue a 1099. The most common one that you're going to see is called a 1099 NEC, which was new last year. It stands for non-employee compensation. These forms are required to be filed by the end of January. A 1099 is kind of how the IRS keeps tabs on everybody that's in the gig economy, who's just kind of doing side projects and work so that they get their share of income when it comes tax time, and kind of those people that aren't receiving W-2s are still paying their taxes. So anyhow, the ones that are really common, 1099 NEC, sometimes you'll see a 1099 for interest, and then really common kind of this year, maybe you're going to see the 1099K, which is a credit card processing 1099 that companies like Venmo or maybe QuickBooks Online, any merchant that you might have is going to send out to you. If you get these forms, it's really, really important that you address them with your tax return. One of the things that we'll do internally with our business owners is kind of make sure that your revenue that you give to me lines up with the 1099s that you ended up receiving. So if you're a gig worker and you end up getting something from the people that you do work with that says, hey, I need you to fill out a W-9, I need your name, address, and your social security number or your EIN, don't be alarmed. They're just making sure that you're going to get your 1099. On the other hand, if you are a business owner and your accountant, me, if I end up reaching out to you and saying, hey, the deadline to file 1099s is by the end of the month, I really need this information from you, don't be surprised if your accountant's going to be making sure that your bookkeeping's all up to date, that the amounts that you paid out to people that are independent are accurate, and that we're making sure that we get those mailed out to your contractors by the end of the month. Now, I would say in my experience in working with business owners, people that are in commercial businesses tend to do a pretty good job keeping this stuff organized, especially if you have a QuickBooks file where your vendors are all filled out and that sort of thing. Kind of easy peasy. I think where I've noticed a lot of struggle with this would be with my people who have real estate. If you own real estate and you're paying somebody to do gardening, or maybe you have a major repair at your place, or maybe somebody's turning a property, that's where I notice a lot of that stuff kind of slips between the cracks and doesn't end up happening. Now, a couple years back, to make sure that 1099s were being filed, the IRS put a question on the tax return that says, will you file 1099s? Are you required to file 1099s? So as the accountants, we kind of had to tighten up that process and make sure that our clients were doing it. For us right now, we're in the process of doing 1099s. Marielle's working on 1099s for our clients, and we will be mailing out several hundred 1099s for our business owners here before the end of the month. So if you have any questions about 1099 compliance, if you need to file 1099s, what to do if somebody didn't give you a W-9, what to do if somebody doesn't want to give you a social security number. If you have some of those types of issues, which totally do happen, feel free to reach out to us and we'll make sure that we give you kind of a process that should be taken care of. So anyhow, just wanted to dump on you a little bit of information about 1099s and kind of how we tend to start tax season. Thanks so much.